Hey everyone, Brandon here, and I wanted to go over a stock that just popped up in my stock system as a buy for me. And it's Boyd Gaming, BYD, and it's a stock that I've had my eye on. It's been in what I call my super list, which is a list of about 50 stocks that I consider worth buying. They're typically very high rated stocks from Schwab Equity Ratings, Morningstar, CFRA, Market Edge, Argus, and these are also stocks that follow my momentum and power trend system. And basically what we have here is BYD. And if you look at the three lines on this chart, that's the 50-day moving average in blue, the 100 moving average in red, and the 200 moving average in purple. And this green channel, that's the Keltner Channel. It's kind of like a Bollinger Band, but a little quicker. And in the middle of it is that 20-period moving average, which is where stocks tend to try to gravitate towards. And as you can see, these Keltner channels are great for kind of getting an idea of when there's good times to buy. For example, back here in August, it was below the Keltner channel, and then times to sell up here when it's kind of well above the Keltner channel. And this system's really a great system for position trading if you want to kind of buy a stock and adjust it 3 or 4 times a year, maybe trim it a little, maybe add to it here and there, and hold a core position. It's also a good system for just flat out swing trading, or if you're playing options. The Keltner channel gives you an idea when there's good buying opportunities and when there's a good time to sell your options or trim your position. But basically the idea is that, hey, we want a stock that's a good quality stock, and that's my super list. And then from there, basically, we're looking for momentum. We want the stock to have both long-term momentum, which is basically shown in that this 20-day moving average is above the 200 moving average, and also the stock price itself is above the 200 moving average. And in a sense, these stocks is kind of trending up and to the right. That's another kind of good indicator to see, does the stock have good long-term momentum over the last year or so? And then basically the midterm momentum in the last 3 or 4 months, has it been going up? And so as you can see, that's really from this 50-day and this 100-day moving average is the best indicator. And that's really what we're concentrating on. And back here in April, a lot of stocks, including this one, crossed over. The blue 50-day moving average went below the 100, which is a bearish signal. And it just fairly recently crossed back over, which is pretty bullish. So the stock went over the 200 moving average, the 20-day went over the 200 moving average, and then right back here, just a few weeks ago, the 50-day moving average went and crossed over the 100-day moving average for BYD, which is, in my system, bullish. It means that the momentum is back, at least that midterm momentum. Now, right now, the stock's kind of bouncing its head at around $77. There's some liquidity there, and as you can see, it's come down, up, come down. But it's in that Keltner channel. It's actually towards the bottom of the Keltner channel, and so it's a good little spot for me. Again, this isn't financial advice or investment advice. I'm just going over the trades that I am doing for myself. This is a good spot for me to buy for a position. Could the stock keep going down a little bit? Yes. Will I have a stop loss on it? Yes, it'll probably be around this $70 mark. And if it keeps going below that, well, I'm going to dump it for a loss. But one thing that's interesting to me is this gap. We had a nice gap up right here. It went from, around $70, $72 up to around, $73.50, $74. It just gapped up, boom. And then it came back down and filled, and then it gapped up and came back down and filled that gap. But this could be a good area for support where, buyers stepped in right here, so hopefully around that $70 mark is a good spot for a stop loss. And overall, I think the stock has a nice long-term trend. It's a good stock. It's a gaming company. They operate, I think, in the U.S. and Canada. They have a lot of, obviously, if you've been to Las Vegas, they've got, I think they have a casino down there. And they also have an online business. That's what I'm more interested in, is the online gaming part of this company. And it's A-rated by Schwab Equity Ratings as of today. And LSEG has it as a rating of outperform. Argus has a rating of buy. Market Edge has a rating of long. So it's a really highly thought of stock, and it's got everything to it. It's got the momentum to it. It's got the long-term momentum, the power trend. And this 50-day just recently crossed over the 100-day. This is a buy for me, so I'll be buying it and starting a position here with a stop around that $70 area. I could be a little looser on it. There's a few other stocks that I'll throw out and mention that caught my eye. Again, I have a super list of about 50 stocks, and they're what I consider the top quality stocks. They're usually the best rated stocks, and these are, the ones that are doing really well right now that are on my wish list to buy, but right now they're just too high in the Keltner Channel, too expensive. It's a company like Johnson Controls. Microsoft is one that's on my list. It's been super hot. As you can see, the 100-day is below the 50. The 50 recently crossed the 100, and the stock recently went over its 200. All very bullish things. Netflix is one of my favorites. Whenever Netflix dips, I tend to buy it, especially down towards the bottom of these Keltner channels. As you can see, this has just got the most beautiful up and to the right trend. There's nice thick spaces between the 50 and 100-day, and the stock's well above the 200-day moving average. And it's just a nice trend. It just kind of comes down a little. You can buy it at the bottom of the Keltner channel, and then it kind of goes up. And when it dips down below or towards the bottom of that Keltner channel, you can buy it, and usually it comes back up. Netflix has been one of the best stocks for me over the years because it's typically really strong. Another one that's been good for me and everybody else is NVIDIA. Right now, if you kind of look at NVIDIA, a super stock for a long time, lost its mojo, lost that 50-day, went below the 100-day right here in March. And the stock itself went below the 200-day moving average, all kind of bearish things, and it kept going down, just like the system will tell you. It didn't really give me a buy signal. It gave you a little bit right here. The stock went over the 200-day moving average, so that kind of regained its power trend, its long-term momentum. But really, I haven't been convinced until just recently, just to hear a few days ago, the 50-day just went over the 100-day moving average. So NVIDIA is a complete buy for me right now, but I'm waiting for the timing. I want it to go dip into that middle or bottom of that Keltner channel, and basically want it to have a little bit of a dip price so I can set a stop loss at a decent spot. Right here, you can buy it. I'm not saying it's a bad buy, but there's some risk. It's at that top of that Keltner channel. It could come back down. So it's not a bargain. And typically you want to buy right in this Keltner channel. Close to that 20-day moving average is good. I even like to bargain hunt and buy down here at the bottom of the Keltner channel. NVIDIA is also highly rated, B-rated by Schwab Equity Ratings as of today, and 4 stars by CFRA, long by Market Edge. So most people know that. Another company I really like is Visa. Again, it's high up in that Keltner channel. It's got the momentum. I'm just waiting for it to come back down. Another one is Meta. These are all on my what I call my super list, what I consider to be some of the best stocks. As you can see, Meta recently had its 50-day moving average pop over that 100-day moving average, giving me a clear green buy. everything's green, everything's good to go. It's A rated by Schwab Equity Ratings as of today, and I mean, it's one of the stocks that are big time on my wish list. Another one is Booking. Nice trend. It did actually lose this 50-day under the 100, but they really stayed tight. It didn't really completely lose it, never really lost it. And then it kind of has strengthened this band right here. So, and it's hot. I mean, it's a hot stock. I don't buy hot stocks at high prices. I buy them at good prices. So this isn't one that I'm buying right now, but I want to. As soon as I can find it in that middle or bottom of the Keltner channel, I'm buying it. Oracle's another one. Oracle's an example of one that's on my super list, one that I'm not going to buy yet, but it looks like this 50-day moving average is about to cross over that 100-day moving average, and that's going to be a clear green go back into the buying mode. The price itself is actually over the 200-day moving average now, and it looks like this 20-day moving average is right about to creep. And there's a lot of stocks like this right now, so if you're not bullish, then this might change your mind. But again, this is a system that I just use for myself. I'm not making any recommendations to anybody. Here's another stock, Taiwan Semi, that's kind of on my super list, but right now it's lining up. It looks like it'll come any day. The stock price is over the 200-day, the 20-day moving average is over the 200-day. The 50 is just crossing over the 100. I mean, everything's lining up on so many of these stocks. Now, let me show you a few super list stocks that are kind of down in the dumps that I'm staying away from right now. So, Salesforce, again, the stock price is below the 200-day moving average. The 100-day is above the 50, so the 50 is below the 100. So it doesn't have long-term momentum. It doesn't have mid-term momentum. So even though it's down in this value area of the below the Keltner Channel, I wouldn't touch it because I'd be afraid that it's going to keep going lower, and it's kind of doing that. It's got topped up around 370 and had a lower high, and then another lower high down here at 295, and kind of came back up but hit resistance against the 200, so I'm staying away from that. A stock that's kind of not doing so hot lately, Progressive, but actually has all the momentum, all the power trends, so is a buy in my book, is Progressive. It's an A-rated company by Schwab Equity Ratings. It's also 4-star rated by CFRA, so I like it. I like insurance stocks, and they seem to have some good technologies. Another stock that's an example of what I'm not buying that's on my super list is Contour Brands, KTB. Basically, it's, again, below the 200-day moving average. The 20-day moving average is above the stock price as well. So, I mean, everything's kind of bearish here. The 50-day moving average is below the red 100-day moving average. Again, showing a lack of midterm momentum. So it doesn't have momentum long term. It doesn't have momentum midterm. It doesn't even have momentum short term. So it's a good stock, A-rated by Schwab Equity Ratings, and long on Market Edge, but I'm staying away from it. Here's a stock that has not worked for me lately, but is one that I like, and basically it's T-Mobile. It's a good little stock. It's a good company. It's A-rated by Schwab Equity Ratings. It's 5 stars by CFRA. It's a buy by Argus. It's outperformed by LSEG. It does have that up and to the right, but it seems to kind of go in sprints. I mean, for a while it was just running up, and then it had that deep little dip. But this would have been a nice area to buy it, and then it just keep going up, and then lately it's just been going down since March. Hopefully it turns around. It looks like it's kind of bottoming and circling back up and showing some strength lately. This 50 and the 100 are getting tight together. It's possible the 50 could dip below the 100, and that would be a problem. But if the stock gets strong right now, it'll pull that back up, and we might be ready for another little run. So I like that stock. I'm going to show a couple more stocks. Google is a stock that that I've always loved, but right now it's something I'm staying away from because it just hasn't shown on the technicals. Again, here's why. The 100-day moving average is above the 50, so there's no midterm momentum. The stock price itself is below the 200-day moving average. This green 20-day moving average is below the 200 moving average. All just things that indicate it doesn't have midterm momentum, long-term momentum. But that could change in the next few months. But right now it's just not there. Here's a stock, JP Morgan, also on my super list. This has all the momentum you want. It's kind of a fair price and a fair buy zone. As you can see, the stock's kind of going up and to the right, but these moving averages have just recently crossed over. The 50-day moving average kind of gave it up back in April and just for a little bit crossed under this 100-day moving average, but it really didn't lose it too much and has come back and opened up a little bit. So the stock's above the 200-day moving average and the 50 days above the 100-day moving average. All good indicators of long-term and short-term momentum. So I'm not worried to buy these dips. And it's kind of dipped into the middle of the Keltner Channel. That's a fair price. That's a fair spot to buy a stock like this. I'm going to wait and see if it dips down a little bit more. It may take off and I miss it. That's okay. There's 8,000 stocks to choose from. I don't have to get every one of them, and I want to focus on my BYD anyways. But if it starts coming down a little bit lower, then I'm going to buy it. I do want to take a look at a few other stocks from what I call my rankings list. So I really take stocks that have been hot and that I really like, and put them into my rankings list. One stock that's been a good stock for a long time is Arthur J. Gallagher. Now, this isn't in my super list because it's not that highly rated by other agencies and brokerages and firms. Schwab Equity Ratings has it as an F as of today, which is interesting. Basically, they kind of provide insurance and reinsurance brokerage and consulting. So they're kind of related to the insurance industry. Well, they are in the insurance industry, but on that brokerage side more so. They are 4-star rated by CFRA. They're buy rated by Argus. They're an outperformed by LSEG, but Schwab doesn't like them. So they recently dipped bad. I mean, this has been a strong stock. It's got the long-term momentum going up and to the right. The stock price is above the 200 moving average. The 100 is below the 50, or the opposite to say that is the 50 is above the 100-day moving average, meaning that midterm momentum's there. But it has been a dog the last 3 days, and it's down at that bottom of the Keltner Channel and right at that 100-day moving average. Could keep an eye on this to see if it kind of starts to recover and starts to have a few green days or kind of settles right here, because this could be a decent support area and a decent buy on a pretty good stock that's been decent. Now, it's a little wild. As you can see, it has these huge down days and then it seems to recover. It seems to do this, up and down action. It's fairly wild. Another stock that I liked, I think I put this on another video, is Uber. It's kind of a wild stock, but I tell you what, it looks like it's kind of turning around. It might be a good buy area for me. And again, it's got the momentum. The 50 days over the 100-day, and recently it's just been on a sell-off. And this could be a spot, for me to buy, build a position on. Another interesting stock is this ADMA Biologics. It's A-rated by Schwab Equity Ratings. It's long by Market Edge and outperformed by LSEG. And basically it's a biopharma company. They make like plasma products, immune deficiency products. It's supposed to be a decent company. It's a little bit wild. It's kind of like, a dollar penny stock type company. But right now it just has not been doing well lately, but it has its momentum. It's got the 50-day over the 100. The price is over the 200. So, this stock could just take off sometime in the next couple months, or it could just start a steady climb. It also could go down, and this is where I'd start, put a stop loss around, the $18 area or something like that, just to kind of keep my risk down. Stock that the system basically made a recommendation on, or for me, is MicroStrategy, or just strategy. It's basically a Bitcoin play. It showed some strength. It's kind of dipped over the last couple days, but it just has a nice cup and handle pattern right here, and it could, Bitcoin takes off, it could take off. It's got the momentum though, the 50 days over the 100 and the stocks over the 200. So, these are really pretty decent stocks. Some more stocks on my wish list from my rankings is GE. I mean, this stock's just been super hot. It's actually one of the best stocks for me over a long time. It's just a great stock for me. Howmet, it's a hot aerospace company. Silver's doing really well, and look at this first Majestic Silver. It's just through the roof. Looks like it's breaking out. I mean, that's a hot stock. And Robinhood's on my list is kind of a long-term grower. It's got this nice breakout right here. I'm again waiting to buy it when it dips, but it's got all the momentum we like. And so these are some of the companies that I think are hot stocks and good to buy. But overall, the main reason that I basically brought you onto this video is so that I could kind of show you this buy that I like. Now Uber's interesting, and I think Uber's one that I would consider one of the top buys as well right now, but for me, the one that I really like is Boyd Gaming. This looks like a nice spot to start a position for me. I think it's a well-rated company. It's a business that I kind of like, and I think it's an area that could be good. So we went over a lot of stocks and a lot of things today. The main takeaway for me is, I like this Boyd Gaming, and there's a bunch of stocks that I'd like to buy when they dip, and basically a lot of stocks like I think Microsoft, Meta, Oracle. There was a lot of stocks that recently, Nvidia, that just recently had that momentum shift that kind of came back. That 50-day moving average crossed over and above that 100-day moving average, and so now all of a sudden they're from my system, they're buys, and that seems to be pretty bullish for the market, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully the market keeps going up, and if it does, it could run and run. I really don't know why it's going up, to be honest. It doesn't seem like that great of a environment with tariffs, uncertainty, less jobs being created. There's like a million reasons why you wouldn't think that the stock market's going up, but at the end of the day, you just gotta basically go with a system that works for you, and the system's worked for me for a long time. It's the best system I've ever used, and I've tried a lot of things, and other things work from time to time, or in hot markets, buying breakouts seems to work, and stuff like that. But this just is kind of my go-to system. That's been my bread and butter, and it's easy to use. So Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you like it, please, leave a comment. Tell me what stocks you're buying or looking at. And I'll be posting some more videos like this. So if this is something that you like or you find helpful, then leave a comment. Thanks.